Hey, what's happening? This is Jerry here with Wealth Dynamics. Thank you for watching today. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I want to come at you just on my drive home. I'm leaving the office tonight, heading home, grabbing some food, and I do a special training session once a month for one of my clients at 9:30 p.m. It's a barbershop locally, and we go over sales with these guys. But I want to share tonight on just something that's been on my mind, and it's a question you should be asking yourself, a question I should be asking myself, and I often do. The question is, what don't you know? Okay, in life, it's very easy, especially with wealth and business, it's very easy to look at results and start blaming, right? To be like, hey, my target was this, or my goal is this, or my dream is this, and it's not happening right now, and so it's this person's fault, or it's my fault, or it's this circumstance's fault, or it's the economy, or it's whatever. And at the end of the day, any sort of blame, even self-blame, is lack of responsibility. Okay, there's a difference between being cause and responsible over something and also blaming yourself. See, the difference is when you're responsible, you actually fix it. When you're blaming yourself, you're just saying, oh, it's my fault, and you're not fixing it. So when you're going through your ventures, whether that be wealth, for me, that's mostly what I'm going to talk about with you. When it's wealth, you need to be looking at, what don't I know? You see, if you're not getting the results you want, it means that to some degree, and probably a large degree, you lack control. See, if you're not building wealth, it's because I can't control. I can't control my income. I can't control my savings. I'm not controlling my investing. And if you lack control, logically speaking, you also lack responsibility. You see, if you're not being responsible for something, there's no way you can control it. And if you lack responsibility, there's something you don't know. Bottom line, there's something you don't know. So, let's talk income. If your income is not where you want it to be, that's a sign that you lack control over your income, which means that you're not responsible over your income right now. You're probably making excuses. You're probably blaming the economy. You might even be blaming yourself and saying, I don't know how. Saying I don't know how and not doing anything about it is actually a form of self-blame, and it's a lack of responsibility. Nobody said you have the right to not know something and just stay there. If you don't know something, go know it. Go figure it out. Go ask somebody. But there's no reason to be like, hey, I don't know how to increase my income and then not do anything about it. That's a complete lack of responsibility. And if you lack the responsibility, it's because you lack the knowledge on that subject. Okay? Bottom line, that's it, guys. So I want to share that with you because I was looking at a stat. I measure my life and my company and my wealth, my business on stats. I was looking at a stat that someone else is supposed to be doing in my company. It wasn't where I wanted it to be. And immediately I'm like, man, this person, they need to step it up. This stat's not where it needs to be. They're not doing what I need them to be doing. Right? I'm the boss. They're my staff member or my employee. So I'm like, hey, they're not doing what I need them to be doing. And so I start looking at, well, what would need to be happening for this stat to be up? Because apparently I don't have control. If I've got one of my staff members running a stat and it's not up, it means I don't have control over them and they don't have control over it. So I'm looking at, all right, what don't I know about control in this area? Okay, I don't have control. That means that somewhere I'm not responsible. Now, just the sheer fact that I'm blaming this person and saying they're not stepping up, they're not doing this, means that I'm not being responsible. I'm not saying I could be training them better. I could be checking and inspecting. I could be providing more accountability. I could be in their face a little bit more. Which would mean there's something about this area that I don't have knowledge on. At the end of the day, it all comes down to knowledge. People do what they know and they don't do what they don't know. It's impossible for you to do something you don't know how to do. So I want to share that with you tonight. I hope that helps you. It helped me a ton to think about that tonight. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to y'all soon.